Hey there everyone, this is Tatty, and this is a Mass Effect 3 multiplayer speedrun commentary. And this is going to be the most amazing video that you see on my channel all year, because I'm just going to spend most of the game staring at a wall. Yes, that's right. In a speedrun, you have to try and force the spawns together to destroy everything as quickly as possible with massive area of effect damage. And the way we're doing it on this run is that I'm going to stand staring at a wall. Now, how did I get this job? Well, my teammates hate me, and I'm too weak-minded to argue. Of course, on the plus side, I did get to spend quite a lot of time actually staring to mirror, admiring how great my hair is. And in fact, it's probably the most important thing about this video. It's an update on how my hair's going. You know, if you remember from a previous commentary, I mentioned I was moving from my cool short punky spikes to a new kind of gothy, punky, emo-y anime sort of style. Well, you know, the top's grown out quite a lot now. It's starting to look a lot better. Dyed it black again, and it's starting to look pretty cool. So here we are, staring at the wall. You can see I shot it a little bit there. Just going to get my gun out and give it a bit of a hand to clean up the wave. A few marauders, a few other bits and pieces sort of still knocking around down there. Not a particularly fast wave, this one. In fact, generally the whole run is pretty slow. Kind of aiming for about 10.5 minutes. Came in at about 11.5, so that's quite disappointing, especially as I had to spend most of the match staring at a wall. I can't stress enough how much I had of this game. I actually had to spend staring at a wall. These objective waves came as something of a relief, to be honest. As the massive jerks that made me stand around staring at a wall had to let me out to come and help do some stuff. So because we were all running armour compartments, wasn't really a lot of room for grenades, so we did do a number of runs, all coming in pretty close in time. Tried a variety of different classes. It really seemed to make a lot of difference what we played, as we were just blowing everything out with rockets anyway. My job was to take out the occasional rogue enemy, or try and clear everything up at the end of these runs. Wait for the credit award to come up to make sure that all the enemies have stopped spawning. Shoot a couple of cannibals here, and a rare moment of actually killing stuff with guns. Entirely sure what BioWare was thinking, adding in armour compartments with a ton of rockets, because well, if you want to use them, you can use them, I suppose, but really sure what the purpose is when you can just destroy everything with rockets. But there you go. So as you can see, back to staring at the wall here. Politics. There was an election in the US last week where some guy won and some other guy didn't, and lots of people were happy and some other people were sad. And it's kind of real nature of politics, really. Winners and losers, like a lot of things in life. What else has been going on? I don't know. It's kind of it, really. Right, so I also thought I'd talk about what I'm going to try and do on my channel in the future. I'm going to try and record some gameplay videos and then post them up. Differences, I'm going to try and actually get commentary on most of those videos. I find it's somewhat of a hassle at the moment capturing my live commentary, because the nature of the ancient amp that I'm using powers my awesome cinema experience, and where I have to have my capture box set up. I get a lot of feedback when I've been recording, so I'm going to have a bit of a fiddle around to try and change it up. Of course, it might just be a good excuse to buy some new funky gadgets, which is always fun. So I've picked up a couple of new games lately as well. I've picked up Halo 4, talk about that in a minute, and Assassin's Creed 3. Started off by really enjoying Assassin's Creed 3. Though the more I play it, more frustrated I've got. Just doesn't really seem to have moved along any. Just in terms of control systems, you know, sort of structure of missions. Assassin's Creed 2, I absolutely adored it, and with Brotherhood. Revelations was still good though. It felt like one instalment too far, but when you had such great games like Dishonored and Batman Arkham City, and it's really, Infamous 2 was another one that made me think. It's just the way that the game's controlled and the way the combat works just makes the combat and the free running in the Assassin's Creed feel quite poor by comparison. Also felt the story started off really well, but the more it's going on, the less I'm really giving a shit, to be honest. It's kind of a shame. I've played a bit of the multiplayer, and while enjoyable, it still just reminds me all the time about what I'm not liking about the way it's controlling, the way it's running. So still good, still enjoying it. Plenty of good gameplay. I like quite a lot of stuff they've added. Even though it reminds me a bit too much of Red Dead Redemption, which again was a better game, but in my opinion. But there you go. So Halo 4. Halo games, quite rare actually. It's a first-person shooter that I played on console, because nearly always played them on PC. Just much prefer using a mouse, keyboard for those sort of games. But I've always been quite good at the Halo games, but apparently not anymore. Had a good multiplayer session last night with some of the guys I've met through Team Alex and some of their friends, and well, I just couldn't do anything. I couldn't hit anything. I died repeatedly. It's good fun, but it was quite embarrassing, because it's just something that I consider myself quite good at. But I shall persevere and I shall improve. I could have just been having a bit of an off day as well. Biggest annoyance to me is couldn't find a control system that I like, one that suits the way that I like to play. I just wish that games could give you customizable controls. Even just changing two buttons would be fine for me. But yeah, angry. So I'm actually struggling to really have a lot to say about the gameplay itself. Not in the least because I spent most of it staring at a wall. A wall, yeah. That's right. That's what I did. And we didn't just do this run. We did about 5 or 6 games. So what did I do for those games? Did I get to try out any other in a position? No. I looked at a wall, and besides like my hair and politics and other games, what was running through my head, and it's hard to really put it into words, but pretty much I was angry at my friends that made me stare at a wall, and I was thinking of things that I could do sort of for revenge. Obviously nowadays we live in a global sort of connected communicated sort of world, so there's probably many things that I can do to get back at them, and that's something that they can all look forward to. Might be something trivial in a game, like kite a banshee to them or teabag their corpse. Might send them a shit in a bag. Whatever takes my fancy, really. That's just the kind of guy that I am. Very vindictive. I also prepared to wait as long as it takes to get my revenge. It might be tomorrow. It might be in 2 years. But that's just something they have to look forward to as a result of making me stare at a wall. So, like I said, we were thinking sort of 10 minutes 30 probably for time. We only took about 20 seconds off the previous best time we did without armoured compartments. Really play brilliantly all game. had real trouble in any game we had getting good objectives. I mean, to be honest, with relatively decent execution, it mainly comes down to how fast you clear those objective rounds. Something like disabling devices is going to be pretty rubbish. It's a pity that we don't still have pumpkins, because at least that would have given me something to think about while I was staring at walls. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up now and go away to plan my revenge. Think about how much I hate my former friends. Thank you for listening. I hope it wasn't too disappointing. Peace.